All right there? Now, I understand that we're all different, but in some ways we are all the same. When you're listening to your favorite music, or you're watching your favorite movie, or you're playing your favorite console game, you want it to sound great. Now, getting great sound can't cost an arm and a leg, and it can't mean an absolute load of inconvenience. Q Acoustics understands this, which is why it has developed the contents of this box. This is Q Acoustics M20, and frankly, the picture on the box doesn't do it justice. Yes, there are two speakers in here, but what there is in here fundamentally is an entire high definition wireless music system. So I'm going to open this up and we can see what's what. A wrapped up speaker, box of accessories. There's one speaker. And that's the business end. We'll have a look at that in a moment. So when you first take them out of the box, they don't look unlike the illustration on the box. But if you turn them around, you can see there's a bit more at work here. And you can also see that they are not exactly the same. On this side, it's very loudspeakerish. There is binding posts for speaker cable and a bass reflex port. But this speaker, this is where the action is. So aside from the bass reflex port, you'll see the only things these two speakers have in common are the speaker binding posts. You join this speaker to this speaker using a length of speaker cable that's provided in this box of accessories, and this speaker then powers this speaker, delivering the stereo sound with all of the separation, all of the focus, all of the punch and the accuracy and the detail for which Q Acoustics is famous. Now, as far as connectivity to this powered speaker goes, you've plenty of options. Wirelessly, you can use Bluetooth 5. It's compatible with aptX, aptX HD, and aptX low latency. Or you can use any of the physical inputs on the back of the speaker. You've got a pair of stereo RCA line level inputs, and there's a 3.5mm line level input there as well. The USB socket for connecting to a computer or whatever is good for 24-bit 192 kilohertz digital files. There's a digital optical socket with which you can connect your television or your games console, and that's good for 24-bit 96 files. And then there's a switch to tell the speaker whether it's the left or right speaker. There's a switch to tell the speaker whether it's in a corner, whether it's against a back wall, or whether it's out in some free space. There's a pre-out for a subwoofer just in case you're crazy for bass. And then of course there's mains power connectivity as well. So I said there was some speaker cable, didn't I, in this box of accessories, and I'll prove it to you. It's not the only thing that's in here though, of course. There's an owner's manual, which is specification and instructions in any number of languages. There is the speaker cable, told you. And in fact, it's this wire that turns this into a wireless system. It sounds counterintuitive, I know, but once you've joined this powered speaker to this passive speaker using this length of speaker cable, what you have is a wireless stereo system. This is plugged into the mains, these are joined together. That's everything that you need. There's mains power for this speaker for Europe, and there's mains power for this speaker for the UK, because the UK is always a special case. There's also a full function remote control with batteries as well. Batteries for once are included. And on the top of the powered speaker there are 3 buttons. That's volume up, volume down, and then a button that controls power on, power off, or lets you scroll through your inputs. And that's basically it for what's going on the outside of this. On the inside, behind the grille, which acts as a perfect waveguide, there is a 22mm decoupled tweeter and a 125mm mid-bass driver. Inside the cabinet, the M20 uses Q Acoustics point-to-point bracing technique, which makes for an extremely inert cabinet, which doesn't really contribute to the sound that you hear at all. So we go out the way we came in, basically, by saying we all want great sound. And if you want great sound for music and for movies and for games, and you don't want it to cost an arm and a leg, and you don't want it to be massively inconvenient, then the M20 HD wireless music system does everything you want. It was designed for you.
My name is Michael Young. I'm a British industrial designer. Studied in the UK, came out to Hong Kong about 15 years ago. We set a studio up here and we've been designing multiple types of products ever since. The design principles with each project are really inspired by the people that we work with.
KEF is a 60-year-old brand with 60 years of history in producing high-fidelity speakers. We've built our own technology in producing high-quality sound. So this is the core value of KEF. It's our own DNA, but we are making this transition more and more towards the world of wireless connectivity.
For me, the definition of good design could be anything. It could be any object. It's just something that is craftsmanship.
Michael's style is very pure, to keep it simple. But of course, that by no means comes at the cost of complexity of the product when it comes to its functionality. LS6 is one of our iconic products. LS6 provides really good sound quality. Despite the compact size of the cabinet, the sound volume is very strong. And in terms of styling, the choice of the colors, it's a very attractive product. LS6 will be identical in terms of the overall design of the product. However, we have revamped the entire color range. And of course, the electronic package and all the wireless connectivity is a new generation.
What KEF actually do is make something that performs well, looks great. And I think that often comes, with the history of the engineering team. We don't skip on any of the details.
In our new approach to color, in order to also provide a broader selection of color to our customers, we started experimenting by adding a contrast to that component, which sits at the center of the speaker, and then play with different layers of colors as it goes on the cone and then as it goes on the front baffle of the speaker. So this layering approach opened a lot of possibilities.
The LSX was the first product on the market that ever used fabric as a way to connect to the home, to sort of fit in with a domestic environment that was considered to be as much a piece of furniture as a piece of sound equipment.
We normally have the electronic products as a complete different type of object that occupies a space in our living rooms. But here we have a speaker that kind of blends in perfectly, and it also adds up to the aesthetics of our interior designs.
The whole concept behind our wireless speakers is to bring you amazing sound quality, but without the fiddling around with cables or downloading apps. You simply place your speakers where you have a power outlet, plug them in, pair your phone with the hub and play some music wirelessly to the speakers from your preferred source. It doesn't get any easier than that. With our unique wireless technology, you do not lose any quality or information. The uncompressed audio signal is transferred in full resolution from the SoundHub Compact to the speakers on a 30-bit protocol to ensure that nothing is lost in the wireless transfer. Connecting the SoundHub and SoundHub Compact to your speakers is extremely easy, and you'll be up and running within 2 minutes and ready to play music. The wireless connection to the speakers enables you to place the SoundHub anywhere within 10 meters, preferably in the same room as the speakers. The first thing you do is to plug in the SoundHub Compact and your speakers into a power outlet. The SoundHub and the speakers are now ready to be connected to each other. To pair the SoundHub with the speakers, initiate the pairing process by pressing the Link and Connect button on the back of the SoundHub. When the SoundHub is ready to pair with the speakers, the display on top will light up. Go to the first speaker and press the link and connect button on the rear of the speaker. When the speaker has paired up with the sound hub, it will play a short sound. The position display on the rear of the speaker next to the link and connect button will blink, indicating that now you can set the speaker position. Press the link and connect button again until the wanted position is marked. In the position display on the rear of the speaker, the position changes every time the link and connect button is pressed. When the correct position is shown on the rear position display, move on to the next speaker and repeat until you've chosen the right position for the next speaker. When all the speakers are paired and the wanted positions are selected, return to the sound hub and press the link and connect button on the rear of the sound hub. All the paired speakers will then play a short sound. The speakers are now ready to be used with the sound hub and you can begin playing music. Easy and simple. Did you know that the sound hubs can connect to up to 8 speakers at the same time? This is a very smart feature for bigger rooms where you want more speakers covering the entire room, like for example a ballroom or a large kitchen and dining area. To add more speakers, simply repeat the speaker connection procedure once more for any new speakers to be added.
If you like the video, please click on the like button, write a comment, and subscribe to my channel.